through him, people were like empowered to be creative with the services and to do it in a way that's meaningful for where people are at. And there's some wonderful ecstatic experiences. Some of the people are just some super.
When you can let go of a lot of things, practices that are presumed to be normative and that have no alternative, then you'll never know what it's like. And giving yourself permission to go on a certain spiritual vacation and without judgment, experience this, experience that. Zalman checking out the voodoo here, voodoo there, voodoo everywhere. Going to a temple in India. The Zeller was guiding him in slow-mo around, and Zalman could do it, but slow-mo, no. He was allergic to paganism. Zalman was willing to chance it. But he kept flipping back and forth because, sometimes he would say, yeah, I think I really need to go back to davening every day and joining a minyan. And then you'd find him not exactly following through on his commitment. But he did change. He did, as he got older, deep into his 80s and checking things out, his aging and saging, he was reminded that his spiritual anchor is really the matpeach, the consistent observance of particular mitzvot. And without that anchor, you are not really sure who you are. And you feel less authentic. And you say, I've got to get back to what used to work for me, to what I was trained in, to allow those parts of myself to reawaken and express itself even in my relations with my students. So it's sometimes, I think you need to do more of this, I think you do more of that, because he saw that they were unanchored. They didn't have the perspective, the background to understand what they were filtering out and what they were accepting in the name of some higher force.
You have to know how to throw out the bathwater to keep the baby.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right.
I felt Zalman, for me, he was my introduction to Judaism, really. And but I felt he gave us the outline. He always kept, he taught us in terms of the davening, this is where you start, this is what you go through, this is where you're going. Within that, whichever way you want to do it.
The model is, it's amazing.
Yeah, and so it's like, whereas not all Jewish Renewal people didn't necessarily have that much grounding even as to what to do. But he gave it to the minyan, and he gave it to our community.
Some of the people, the leaders and stuff, they really knew how to like move a crowd.
What Shefa does with her services,
She's all in.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All in.
Awesome.
Yeah. I remember when she came to Svat and we took her up to the Masuda and into the cistern. Yeah. Wow.
And our kids were enriched by those experiences too.
Mm-hmm.
They came to Eilat Chaim in the summer, and they got to meet a whole assortment of people. And then in our house, they also met a lot of. And sometimes when people would like talk about the terrible reform people or something, I remember like our daughter would say, "Have you ever met a reformed person?" I have.
That's not bad people. They're good people.
Yes.
Miriam, this is a great unraveling of David's history, but you're along with him for a lot of this. You went through your changes as well. Were you trying to hold back and keep the traditional ways?
I just feel like it it's your party and it's about you.
Oh,
No,
I
it's
see.
about-
Rather not to slay it, all right. I don't mean to drag you into it. I noticed that, we're only hearing 50% of the Friedman story.
Well, yeah.
That's okay.
It's actually quite amazing to me that you came from a narrow background and you were able to open your mind in spite of it and
Yeah.
reinvent yourself and recreate yourself and reorient yourself, and that's quite a remarkable achievement. I don't know that many people could do that.
I don't think he came from a narrow background.
We-
that was
not,
the
not
one
growing up.
He was not at all from a narrow
Yeah.
background.
Put myself in a narrow place.
He was from a modern Orthodox family. His father is
I
a
would- didn't-
surgeon.
So
Mother.
your brothers went off the deep
Yeah,
end
he
on the
was-
other side.
He grew up in a very modern, open
Yeah, I grew up
house.
modern Orthodox.
Uh-huh.
I put myself
Yeah,
in the.
Following your brother, kind of? Or
no.
he well, he was there a year and a half older going into it.
No.
Not really. No. It's one of the options that you knew about. I hear great things about your Rav in Denver. From Howard, from
Tversky.
Tversky,
Tortsky, oh yeah.
and also from Eliyahu. Eliyahu.
Denver, Eliyahu.
Yeah. Well, he's from Brooklyn. No, Brooklyn.
Oh,
Klein, Eliyahu Klein. You knew him
he
in
was in
Denver?
Denver too.
Yeah.
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 We visited him and.
But you never met Rabbi Tversky.
I never met Rabbi Tversky, no, but I remember when.
He died over 40 years ago.
Yeah.